Well, hello, guys, and welcome to Limitless Conversations. My name is DJ, and I am the online worship director for Mosaic Church. And today I am joined by Steve Makofka. Thank you so much for joining us. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our Mosaic family?
Sure. Yeah, my name's Steve, and I've been hanging around Mosaic kind of since the beginning, and since the concerts at the Green. Came in via the worship team, and so every now and then you'll see me sitting on keyboards. I'm the backup player, um, and then have also done some teaching. I'm leading the small group right now on finding God in the snow, which there's no snow, but we're aware of God's presence anyway. And so doing that, and then I do a lot of coaching with Joshua Recovery Ministries, and doing the one-on-one. This is my office for family dynamics, and so my area of study and expertise is really family relationships, general overall healthy relationships, helping people to find those.
That's really awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And you're also going to be on our Mosaic networking page as well. So if people want to get some more counseling in family dynamics, they can find your information there, right?
Yes, shameless plug, dynamicfamily.org. You can find the website and get in touch with me through that.
Well, thank you. So I have asked a bunch of my friends to join us for Limitless Conversations. And I gave you guys a list of the things that we're going over on Sunday mornings: faith, focus, freedom, and let you choose what you wanted to talk about. And you chose freedom. So do
Mhm.
you want to tell us a little bit about why you chose that subject?
The question of whether or not we're free is one of the fundamental questions, of being human, and it shows up in philosophy, it shows up in psychology, it shows up in theology, and the pursuit of how to be free, and then what that means, and then it's interesting in the context of limitless. Do we have limited freedom or limitless freedom? And then if we do, what do we do with it? So I've helping people be free and live free and experience that is part of what I've done um, for several years now. So yes, I'm fascinated by the topic.
So when you mentioned helping people be free, especially in the recovery community, what is that experience like?
Um, we do addiction and recovery, and so much of it is wanting to be free in that community from something very specific,
Mhm.
something that's controlling you, something that's destroying your life, and then how do we get free from that? And we very much find that we can't just be free from something. We want to be free to do something.
Mm.
So it's interesting if you watch like nature movies where somebody has like raised an animal, or if you have a wildlife sanctuary and you're helping with healing. The goal is always we want to set this thing free. We want to set this animal free. We want to return it and make sure that it can cope
Yeah.
in its natural environment. But if you watch those where there's been like a bond or a relationship, between the animal and the trainer, trying to persuade, like, you're free to go. And there's always this, I've seen it with birds and lions and gazelle and all this stuff. It's like you're free to go, and there's always this initial, like, what does that mean?
Mm.
And like, free to return to the herd is also free from this person that I care about and has been taking care of me.
Right.
And so finding that transition of, I'm not in bondage, I'm
Mm.
free. What do I do with my freedom?
Yeah. I find that freedom is something that everyone wants, but it's so hard to attain. I think that people want freedom, but they don't understand the work that it takes to get to freedom, and that it's an everyday struggle. It's
Hmm.
not a, I'm going to be free tomorrow and I'm going to be consistently free. It takes work every day to stay in that area. Speak about your family dynamics. Does freedom play a part in family dynamics as well?
Oh, absolutely. I joke that parenting is the process of losing control of your children. Right?
Yeah.
You want to release them. You want them to have a level of self control and self discipline so they can be free. You don't
Mm,
want them to be dependent on you long term.
right.
And so teaching the resilience and the problem solving skills and all of that is with the goal of releasing them and setting them free. But then once you achieve your goal, it's like, there they go, they're free. Oh, and you feel a sense of accomplishment, but you also, feel a sense of loss in that. And we as a culture don't we don't prepare for that very well. We don't do life stage and generational transitions very well. And so part of what I do is helping with that transition, a lot of times in the adolescent years. The child just wants to be free, and the parents pretty certain they're not ready. They're pretty sure they are ready.
Yeah.
And so much the goals and the values are shared. The child's like, I want to be happy. And the parents are like, I want you to be happy. And it's like, I want to be independent. And I want you to be independent. I want to be able to make my own decisions. I want you to make your own decisions. But then the parents like, but the ones you've made recently are not are not filling me with a lot of sense that you're going to be safe and you're going to be able to handle the freedom.
Yeah.
And then setting them free to be able to make good choices, and then have the resilience to deal with the consequences, both positive and negative.
Right.
So I think there is a skill set associated with freedom.
Yeah. It's kind of like our relationship with God, right? He's our father and we're his children. And although we know he's always going to be there, he also wants us to have complete freedom. And that also helps us to be able to worship him more if we don't have those shackles that are bounding us and we're able to be completely free so that we can worship him and study his word and also share his word with other people. It's hard to be bound and stuck and also share his word. You can't do both at the same time, right?
Well, and you don't want coerced worship.
Mm, that's
Worship has to be free. Love has to be free. The expression of love has to be free. Being in the relationship,
mm,
all of that requires freedom in order to have that relationship with God that He wants us to have.
that's good. That's a good word.
Well, I have the Galatians. I got to check my reference here. Yeah, because I don't do numbers. Galatians, 5:13. I don't know if we'll be going there, but it's for freedom that Christ set you free.
Mm,
But don't use your freedom for self-indulgence.
that's good.
Rather, serve one another in love.
Hmm.
And so we all experience that same awkwardness when we're set free. Like, now what do we do? And Jesus says, follow me.
Yeah.
Because I have to? No. Because I love you and you love me, let's go together. Let's travel through life together.
Yeah.
And it's a what are we going to do? Well, it is a path of love,
Yeah.
and we are going to use that love to serve one another, not out of bondage,
Mm,
but out of freedom.
that's good.
Well, I told you I love the subject. Um,
All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
you are welcome.
All right. Have a good one.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Bye.